Rich, I can tell you I've never enjoyed college basketball more than I have over the last 6 days.
Right.
And if anybody wants to talk to me about anything else, I just punch them. And it's all I want to talk about is college basketball. I've never loved it more.
When were you at Princeton? When were you there? What was your school?
I showed up in the fall of 1997. And,
okay, so after the big
2001.
Okay, so 97 after.
Stamp it for sports fans. When I was a freshman, the college basketball team at Princeton was ranked in the top 10. The first college basketball game I ever attended at Princeton as an undergraduate, I walked down to Jadwin Gymnasium at the bottom of the campus, and it was the Princeton Tigers versus the North Carolina Tar Heels. North Carolina Tar Heels had an explosive athlete named Vince Carter.
I've heard of him.
Who was there on Princeton's campus, and I am not joking, Rich. I think 3 minutes into the game, he threw down a slam dunk on some poor economics major playing small forward, in which Vince Carter's, shall we say, undercarriage draped over the gentleman's forehead. And I was like, holy crap, Vince Carter is in this gym. He's going to be something. And you know what? In true to Princeton form, Carolina won that game, I think, by 5 points. It was really tight.
Wow. I love that. I mean, we had Mitch Henderson on the show yesterday. I texted that you yesterday. He was delightful. And I'll tell you what. He sounded really confident, like that he knows what it takes to win an NCAA tournament basketball game, and that his guys are equipped to do it, taking on Creighton. That's what he sounded like to me, without being.
They rebound like maniacs.
They do.
They will not stop. And I think the Princeton thing, just above being an alum and having gone there, there's an attachment that the audience has. I think with Princeton, I even think specifically with your guest, Mitch Henderson, because more than any other sport, college basketball makes these guys legends that we will never forget. Mitch Henderson is in that fraternity of guys where they didn't go on to be pros that anybody remembers, but it's like we all know the crew, guys. It's God Shamgod, it's Kevin Pittsnoggle, someone's at my door, it's probably the FedEx guy, Adam Morrison, Bryce Drew, Tyus Edney, Mitch Henderson.
I think it's Fennis Dembo. Fennis Dembo's at your door. I sent Fennis there just for this very moment.
Is that right, Fennis? Yeah. Come on in. I hope you brought drinks. Yes, of course. Here they are.
Fennis Dembo is at Kyle Brandt's door right now. He's the guest on today's Basement. But you're right, though. I mean, I especially when it comes to Princeton or any Ivy League school going deep in the NCAA tournament, you just think. And I even made a Hoosiers reference with Henderson yesterday. Saying I know that you don't have a picket fence, or he's not going to ask any of his players to tell me the flavor of the gum that Creighton is chewing. But there is a certain sense of this is an Ivy League school. They have different rules that they play by than the rest of everyone else. And if they go deep, that it's so rare. You feel like it's a flashback. It's amazing.
It really is. And Henderson, listen, they beat UCLA when they were defending champs, the Toby Bailey team after Tyus Edney. Henderson didn't even make the shot. It was Gabe Llewellyn on the backdoor cut that we remember, but Henderson was the image, and he jumped up in celebration. And now he's the coach, and you could not be more right. First of all, I know Mitch talked to you about this. Most of Princeton's basketball games they travel to on bus. Yeah. And if you've never had the pleasure of driving from South Jersey to Dartmouth for 7 hours one way, you don't get off the bus energized. Believe me, I've done it before and taken some ass whoopings on the football field. It's not a great way to be a college athlete at all. And yet they got this dude, Rich, and this is the difference. So Princeton's got this Blake Peters, who's got the big personality and hits the big shots. This is the kind of guy that Blake Peters, this guy's a sophomore. Blake Peters does an interview. Well, what do you want to be when you grow up? He wants to be Secretary of State. Listen to the quote from this guy who's going to knock down threes on Creighton Friday night. Quote, "This is going to be a consequential century for America and the world in general. My goal is to be one of the next leaders in American foreign policy." Hell yes. And he's wet from the corner. That's the principle.
That's good.
Oh my God! Yeah, usually you don't have. Is there? By the way, is there like an NIL deal with some think tank in DC that he can have? I don't know if there's a name, image, and likeness deal with a think tank, but he could be the first one.
there should be.
Fantastic.
That guy's gonna run the country someday. He will. He will do it. He reads. You got to read about this guy. When they win this game against Creighton and they go to the Elite Eight, it's everything. It's all like create him in a lab. Speaks Mandarin Chinese, dabbles in classic rock guitar, reads the Wall Street Journal every day, the actual newspaper, not on his phone. It's like it is a Princeton basketball dream come true. And again, I put him down for 4 3-pointers against Creighton. It's coming.
Yeah. Hey, Princeton, you just cut down the nets in the South region. Where are you going to go? I'm going to the Brookings Institute. You know, like that's. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.